What if I told you that a single game, a co-op shooter no less, might be signalling the beginning of the end for console exclusivity? That game is Helldivers 2, and it's officially coming to Xbox. This isn't just a game port, this is a major industry moment and a potential turning point in the long and bitter war between platforms. In this video, we're diving deep into why Helldivers 2 launching on Xbox is such a massive deal and how it might finally push the gaming industry towards a more unified, open future. So, starting off, what is Helldivers 2? First, quick primer. So, Helldivers 2 is a third-person, cooperative tactical shooter from Arrowhead Game Studios, and it's the sequel to the cult hit Helldivers, but this time with a full 3D overhaul, heavier weapons, more explosions, and a lot more democracy. In the game, you, and up to 3 teammates, fight alien hordes across randomized missions in different biomes using brutal coordination, orbital bombardments, and yes, a lot, and I mean a lot, of friendly fire. It's punishing, hilarious, and deeply satisfying. It launched in February of 2024 on PlayStation and PC, no Xbox. And for months, Xbox players were left on the sidelines watching others enjoy what quickly became one of the most talked about co-op shooters in years. So, console exclusivity has been a pillar of the gaming industry for decades. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have used exclusive titles like chess pieces, trying to checkmate the competition. If you wanted Halo, you bought an Xbox. If you wanted to play God of War, you went PlayStation. If you're into Zelda, it's Nintendo or nothing. It created tribalism, arguments, fanboys, but more importantly, it locked people out. You might own a console, but you didn't really own gaming, you owned a fraction of it. And even today, exclusivity is alive and well. Sony struck deals for a new Final Fantasy. Square Enix kept Kingdom Hearts scattered like puzzle pieces, and Xbox responded by buying up studios like Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. But underneath it all, things have been shifting. So, why does Helldivers 2 matter? It's not a 10-year franchise. It's not a AAA like Call of Duty or Battlefield, but it is a symbol, and here's why this port is a huge deal. Number 1, breaks the mold. Helldivers 2 was, at launch, essentially a PlayStation console exclusive, but Arrowhead, and likely Sony, saw what was happening, players were hungry, Xbox fans wanted in, and they responded. They didn't dig in and double down like in the past, they adapted, and in doing so, broke a pattern. Point 2, strengthens the player base. So, multiplayer, as anyone will know in gaming, lives and dies literally on population. And adding Xbox dramatically increases the player pool, faster matchmaking, bigger communities, and more content longevity. So, it's a win-win for the devs too. Their population for the game gets to stay on there even longer, increases numbers, and there's going to be a huge influx of players that have been wanting to play this game for ages and literally could not because they were Xbox. Number 3, it proves you can win without exclusivity. Here's the real kicker. Helldivers 2 was already a hit before Xbox, and that sends a clear message. You don't need to lock people out to be successful. You just need to make a good game and let people play it. It's that simple. Step 4. It encourages other developers. Helldivers 2 is not a first-party Sony title. It's third-party and it's published by PlayStation Studios. So if they can cross the aisle and land on Xbox, so can others. This move tells smaller devs it's okay to break exclusivity. The world won't end. In fact, it might thrive. So what does this mean for the industry? The bigger picture. So this move, obviously, has ripple effects that go far beyond just one title. So here's what we're looking at, right? So bigger and healthier multiplayer ecosystem, so more players, more regions, more content. When a game thrives across platforms, it lives longer. competitive pressure, so this puts pressure on Sony and Nintendo. Players now expect cross-platform and availability. They demand it, and companies that ignore that will risk falling behind. And it's a shift in developer mentality. It's not about console wars anymore, it's about game accessibility. Creators want their games in as many hands as possible, and with tools like Unity, Unreal and cross-platform engines, it's easier than ever. An erosion of fanboy culture. Now, I really hate that word. I've never liked it, and to be fair, even the term console war has always put a really horrible taste in my mouth. But, you know, when players unite, toxicity dies down. So, if your friend has an Xbox and you've got a PlayStation, why on earth should that stop you from playing together? Now, obviously, there are going to be a few caveats, so let's be real for a second. This obviously doesn't mean the end of exclusives overnight, right? So, big franchises like Mario, The Last of Us, Halo are not going cross-platform tomorrow. There are still massive financial reasons why exclusivity exists, and some developers simply don't have the resources to maintain parity across consoles. But here's the thing. This is a start. A crack in the wall, and over time, those cracks will spread. So, what's next? What other games could follow Helldivers 2's path? Maybe the new Final Fantasy remake? Maybe Ghost of Tsushima? We're already seeing Xbox putting their exclusives on PlayStation, like Sea of Thieves and Grounded. Great game, by the way. You know, there's no putting this toothpaste back in the tube. More and more publishers are realizing platform doesn't matter, players do. And look around. You know, the gamers have spoken. You know, the community is thrilled. Xbox players, myself included, are really, really excited, really, really hyped. And PlayStation players are proud. And PC gamers are just happy to have more allies. You know, it's a very, very rare win-win in gaming where everyone comes away happy. PlayStation and Arrowhead get more players. Xbox players get to play a game that they thought they were going to be locked out of. And you can play Helldivers with your friends, even if you're on different consoles. It's a huge step forward. So we should celebrate that. But that's about it, really, guys. You know, what do you think? Is Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox just going to be a one-off, and we're never going to see this again for a long time? Or is this the first domino to fall in the long exclusivity war? Drop your thoughts in the comments. You know, I want to hear your take. What do you think? Do you think it is it just a one-off? Is this going to be a huge step in the right direction? You know, let me know what you think. And if you're as hyped as I am about where gaming's headed, then hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, for Super Earth, people,